The Galactic Council chamber was silent, its towering spires of polished obsidian reflecting the starlight streaming through the massive windows. Representatives from 100 civilizations shifted uneasily in their seats, their bioluminescent skin and chittering mandibles betraying a collective unease. For the first time in millennia, the Council's scholars had brought forth a discovery that defied explanation, ancient scriptures, older than even the Council itself, containing references to an unknown species called humans. The scrolls had been discovered on a derelict station drifting beyond the spiral arm of the galaxy. Carbon dating placed them at over 2 million years old, predating every known species in the Council. Yet, the writing was clear, the language eerily simple, and the description of the beings unmistakably humanoid. Their name echoed like a thunderclap in the chamber, humans. No one dared speak at first. A delegation of historians from the Velar Dominion presented the findings with trembling claws. The scriptures depicted humans as warriors, explorers, and builders of vast empires, yet also as bringers of ruin. They were described as the wanderers from the void, the kindling spark of creation and destruction. The Council members exchanged nervous glances. A species that powerful, mentioned in documents older than stars themselves, should not exist anymore. Yet the texts referred to them in the present tense. High Chancellor Arketh, a serpentine being with a voice like grinding stone, finally broke the silence. "We have scoured the known galaxy for this species," he hissed. "No traces exist in our records, no ruins, no genetic data. And yet these texts claim they roam still." His words carried the weight of dread. The Council had united countless star systems under its governance, but it had never faced a mystery of this scale. A hologram of one of the scripture pages appeared above the dais. The lines glowed with golden glyphs, depicting tall, bipedal creatures striding across stars. One panel showed them shattering the moon of a hostile world as a warning, another showed them guiding fledgling species into enlightenment. "They are both the flame and the blade," murmured an elder from the Kelnari archive fleet. "Such duality, it cannot be myth." Speculation rippled through the chamber. Some believed the humans were an extinct progenitor race who had seeded the galaxy. Others whispered of them as interdimensional beings, slipping between realities. A few dared to believe the humans still lived somewhere, hidden, waiting. The Council's fear grew with each interpretation. The scripture's most chilling passage spoke of a great silence, imposed by the humans. It warned that those who sought them would draw their attention, and their judgment. The words were not merely written, they seemed to pulse with a faint energy, as though alive. Scientists attempted to scan the text but found their instruments failing inexplicably. Even the most advanced technologies of the Council faltered before the relics. In a closed session, the Council debated what to do. Some demanded immediate exploration of the regions mentioned in the scriptures. Others urged caution, arguing that to seek the humans might awaken a force they could not control. "If they are what these writings claim," said the representative of the H-Door Collective, "then our fleets are but paper against their storms." Outside the chamber, rumors spread like wildfire. Civilizations long thought united under the Council began to tremble. Military factions whispered of preparing for a species capable of annihilating moons. Religious sects hailed the humans as divine messengers, returning to guide, or punish, the galaxy. Even the staunchest skeptics found their certainty eroding. Meanwhile, hidden deep within the scriptures, scholars uncovered coordinates, star systems marked with symbols of warning and reverence. They were places long abandoned, cursed, or forbidden. Yet all pointed to a single trajectory, an arc across the galaxy's edge. The Council could not ignore it. A decision was made. The Council would send a single vessel, unarmed and marked with the sigils of peace, to investigate the first of the systems. "If humans exist," Arketh declared, "we must greet them with respect, or fall to our knees." The vote passed with a slim margin. No one spoke of what would happen if the humans responded with hostility. As the expedition prepared to depart, the scriptures began to change. Symbols that had been static for millennia shifted when viewed anew, as though aware of the Council's intentions. Fresh lines of text appeared where none had been before. "You seek us. You are not ready." Panic gripped the archivists. The writings were no longer just a record, they were a message. The Council's flagship, the Aurora's Vigil, departed under a shroud of secrecy. Its crew included the most skilled xenologists, linguists, and diplomats in the galaxy. Every transmission was monitored for signs of interference. And yet, even before leaving orbit, the ship's systems began receiving faint, unknown signals, patterns resembling a heartbeat. Across the galaxy, civilizations watched. Some prayed, some cursed, others prepared weapons. The legend of the humans spread faster than light, igniting hopes and fears alike. Old myths resurfaced, stories of beings who had walked the stars before the stars were born, who had vanished not in defeat, but in choice. The Aurora's vigil arrived at the first coordinate, a dead system. Its sun collapsed into a black dwarf. Yet orbiting the dark star was a structure of impossible scale, a ring world made of an unknown alloy, still glowing faintly with energy. Its surface was etched with symbols identical to the scriptures. This was not myth. This was history, alive. As the crew approached, the structure began to pulse with light, forming the outline of a humanoid figure in the void. A voice, neither mechanical nor biological, resonated through their minds. "You are the children of our children," it said. "We have watched. We have waited." The Council's fears crystallized into awe. These were no mere conquerors or gods. They were something far older, far stranger. The humans had left their mark not as rulers, but as architects of the galaxy's future. The message continued: "Do not seek us to worship or to fight. Seek to understand." On the Council world, the chamber fell silent again as the transmission reached them. For the first time in its long reign, the Council realized it was not the center of the galaxy's story. It was a footnote in a much greater saga, a saga written by the very beings they had thought lost to legend, and somewhere, beyond the rim of the known galaxy, the humans stirred.